This is a tough one, as I can't tell if my mama bear instincts are taking over. But something's telling me to run for the hills on this one, and everyone's telling me I'm in the wrong here. I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years. I have a pre-tween son and a tween son, and he has a tween daughter and a young grammar school-age son. We just introduced all the kids about a year ago, and in recent months we've been doing weekend stays at my place. A couple of weeks ago, we planned to go to the water park today with all the kids. We told all the kids and they were very excited to go. I had to work a couple of hours early this morning, so the plan was for my boyfriend to drive all the kids to the water park at noon, and I would meet up with them at that time. As planned, I get to the water park at noon, and he only has 3 kids. My pre-tween was not with them. I start freaking out, asking where my son is. He tells me that my son apparently wouldn't take care of his laundry that I did last night, so he decided that since he refused to listen to him and refused to take care of his clothes, he wouldn't be attending the water park because it's considered a treat and my son didn't earn it. He tells me that my mother has my son. She lives with me as she's elderly. I immediately tell my older son to get in my car. My boyfriend asks what I'm doing, and I say that I'm going to get my kid and that he's wrong for thinking he has any authority to punish my child. I didn't tell my son to put his clothes away, so I asked him why he thought he had the right to go on a power trip and step in to tell him to do anything without first discussing it with me. He starts getting irritated and tells me that I shouldn't expect him to jump on board if he has no say in how the kids are raised, and that it's important for the kids to see us working together as a team and being on the same page in the form of punishments so that hostile or resentful environments aren't created. Once again, he told me that my son didn't earn his right to the water park and that if he and I had already made a plan, then my son should have stepped up and said something. I told him he wasn't welcome back at my house, and we were done. I then drove home, packed up all the items that he and his children had at my home, left them at the end of the driveway, and told him to come collect them before people thought it was free items. I locked the doors, told my mother not to let him in, and took off with my children to a separate water park. He's blowing up my phone at this point because I'm apparently being ignorant and I'm ruining my son by making him entitled and not making him earn his way. Am I the idiot for breaking up with my boyfriend because he left my son at home as a punishment? He missed the part where you must agree to be on board together. He cannot make that decision unilaterally without discussing it with you first. He assumed and made an idiot of no one but himself. Not the idiot, Mama Bear. He also didn't deem it necessary to let her know he wasn't there, so she freaked out that her kid was missing. If it was truly the right thing in his mind, he would have given her a heads up instead of being, "Surprise, I grounded your kid because he didn't respect my authority." And when she rightly explained why what he did was wrong, he resorted to insults, etc., thus proving this was a power move over her as much as her son, and not a genuine attempt at joining their families together. He was testing the waters to see if he could dominate her and her kids. Answer, no. Good for her. OP, how are you even supposed to be on the same page about something he didn't bother to inform you of? He grossly overstepped, and now is insulting your parenting? You taught your son an important lesson. You have his back. Having your son learn that he can trust you to prioritize him over a romantic partner is probably worth the strife involved here. Good job, because you're a good mother. For as long as I can remember, my brother-in-law's been creepily obsessed with my sister, but he's attractive and has money. Everyone likes to pretend it's cute. I don't know how he convinced my sister to finally give him the time of day, but that's a story from a different day. Anyway, they've been married for 4 years and have a toddler daughter together. I'm convinced that the only reason they even have a kid is because my sister's always wanted kids, and she would have left this idiot if he didn't agree to have one. The reason I think this is because he's outright said my sister is the most important person to him, even after their daughter had been born, and when their daughter was in the hospital, he only came home because my sister told him she was scared, and not because he was worried about their daughter. He admitted this himself. I think my niece and sister both deserve better. Still, I usually bite my tongue to keep the peace, and because he has a way of always making the other person look like the bad guy in front of others. So I knew I'd get a lot of backlash if I said anything to him. But recently, he missed his daughter's birthday because he went on a work trip that he could have moved or canceled. So since my niece is so young, My sister celebrated her birthday twice, so she wouldn't really know the difference. During her next birthday party, he was completely unbothered and didn't give his daughter any attention. He was too busy watching my sister the entire time. I felt so bad for her because she's a complete daddy's girl and just wanted him to play with her on her birthday, and he wasn't encouraging her at all. He only bothered to give her attention when my sister wasn't around. Eventually, it was just me and my brother-in-law, and I told him he should give his daughter more attention, and he just scoffed and claimed that he did. He absolutely doesn't. I asked him if it had been my sister's birthday, would he have gone on that trip? He wouldn't answer because we both know the answer is no. I can't remember exactly what else was said, but he told me to mind my own business. And I was feeling pretty angry on my niece's behalf, so I told him that he shouldn't be surprised when one day she was all grown up and hated his guts. I also said that my sister would catch on and she would hate him too, which I think got him more than the comment about my niece. As I mentioned before, he has a way of making the other person look bad, so he spun his story to my sister, and now she's upset with me because I won't apologize to him. Am I the idiot? I really don't understand why you hate this man so much. I'm getting majorly jealous no man is good enough for my sister vibes. He loves his wife more than he loves his daughter? That's healthy and expected, isn't it? How dare he make a toddler celebrate their birthday twice? How dare he pay attention to his wife when his daughter's present? He's clearly not that terrible of a dad if his daughter is a daddy's girl. You are the idiot. He should also pay attention to his daughter. If the wife were to die, he'd probably mourn himself to death and leave his child an orphan. I agree with OP. Not the idiot. People sure do love to defend deadbeat dads, huh? Everyone's the idiot here. It's your sister's fault for having a kid with this man. She knows how he is, better than you do, and signed up for getting her way with a man who won't be all that interested in the kid. She married him because she enjoys being his obsession and likes this dynamic. I sincerely doubt she'll give that up for her daughter. It's far likelier that the girl will grow up hating mom and begging for dad's attention, realizing both suck. Give the girl attention yourself, but recognize that your sister is not innocent in all of this. She helped manufacture this situation with her own hands, and acknowledge that you will not be able to change it. I, 41 male, am the oldest of 5. My sister, Vera, 31, is the third child. Our parents are long dead. Now, my sister was always the quiet one. She never interacted with us much as a child. Instead, she spent most of her time in the room, reading. She barely spoke, and when she did, she had different conversation topics. She was gifted, I get it, but we were kids and got bored when she talked, so we just didn't get along. Fast forward, Vera now optimizes administrative processes for big companies. She's very authoritative, strategic, and overconfident. Even her boyfriend wouldn't make a business or financial decision without consulting her first, because he's convinced she's the holy grail of management. I get it. She's good at what she does, has a big salary, and has good connections, but she's just a bit much. One point here is that Vera's the only sibling who has no kids, and apparently her boyfriend got a vasectomy a few months ago. Good for him. The thing is, when we gather at our childhood home, all my siblings bring along their kids. Kids are kids. They're loud and like to play. They're sensitive too. Vera doesn't seem to understand this. She greets the kids from a distance, never hugs them, and if one of them comes to her, she'll keep them at arm's length. She'll be polite but way too serious and somehow cold with them. Neither my siblings nor I like this, or the way she'll refuse to do uppies with the toddlers, or just refuse to play along with the older kids who want to ask questions or just talk like kids do, let alone watch the kids for even 15 minutes. I wouldn't ask more from her. Anyway, her behavior got worse after the last family gathering. She brought her laptop because she had some work to do, and one of the kids dropped it accidentally, damaging the screen. She went totally ballistic and demanded my youngest sister, who's a single mom living on welfare at the moment, pay for the repair. After some reasoning, she dropped the subject, but then she stayed even further away from the kids. Hence, I spoke to my siblings and concluded it was best if we didn't invite her over for the next gathering, which was this weekend. I knew she'd see the photos on Instagram, but I hoped she would see how her attitude had isolated her and would learn a lesson. Boy, was I wrong. She sent me a short, dead cold message asking why she wasn't invited. I told her the reason and told her we expected her to behave like a family member if she wanted to be treated like family. She responded, "Okay," and proceeded to block us everywhere. Not only her, but her boyfriend did too. Apparently, she's also blocked other members of our family who proceeded to send angry audio and messages to me and my siblings about it. Am I the idiot? I just wanted to keep the kids in a friendly environment and expected her to be an adult. You are the idiot. Your list of grievances about your sister is ludicrous. No uppies, no hugs, won't watch your children for 15 minutes. Overconfident? Her boyfriend seeks her advice before making financial decisions. She became upset and wanted to be compensated when a child broke a computer. She later realized her single mother, welfare-receiving sister couldn't pay for the damage her child caused and dropped the subject. None of these things make her a bad person. You have to twist yourself in knots to try to frame her in a negative light. You and your siblings are ridiculous. Piggybacking to add that the misogyny and jealousy are so strong with this man. It probably eats him alive that his sister is so smart and earns significantly more than him and the rest of the family, and has a male partner who supports and respects her. The audacity to come here and complain after someone's expensive personal belongings were broken and not apologize and offer to replace them immediately shows what a pathetic, rude, and entitled person he is. I love that his lame attempt to control her backfired spectacularly on him. Dude, you just cut away your own blood and their partner because, you couldn't handle that someone makes other choices. As for your sister, I think she's saying the trash took itself out. I guess she decided that if you couldn't accept her for who she is, she'd be better off without you all. I'm upset and think my husband is being selfish right now. I am 32 female and married to Alex, 30 male. I'm currently 3 months pregnant, and this pregnancy has been really hard on me. In the past, I've miscarried, so we're keeping this pregnancy a secret until 4 months and will not tell friends and family until then. I have awful morning sickness that's let up in the past month, and as I can't tell anyone, it's been hard, but Alex has really supported me at this time. Alex's 30th birthday was Wednesday, and I invited close family and friends over and got catering from his favorite restaurant. I couldn't cook huge volumes of food for guests or be up on my feet very long, so I made sure the party was short by throwing it on Sunday, so many people would leave early for work the next day. The party was tiring for me, and while I wanted to be there for Alex, I was glad when everyone left, as I just wanted to go to bed. The morning after, Alex said he had fun, and I thought that was the end of it. I made a cake for his birthday on Wednesday, and I got him a birthday present. He seemed disappointed. When I asked why, he asked me if this was it. I was confused, and he said he assumed I was throwing him a big surprise birthday, as I knew how much celebrating his 30th meant to him. I told him no, his party was what happened on Sunday, and that I'd been too sick and tired to plan anything bigger. The party alone was a huge effort for me, especially coordinating what worked for everyone else, which happened to be that Sunday and worked out best for me. I got upset, called him selfish, and have avoided him ever since. He's upset because for my 30th, he planned a big celebration and even invited my college friend from another country. I obviously appreciated his effort, and that was the best birthday anyone has ever planned for me, but that's not possible for me to do for him with my pregnancy. I told him we have different priorities now, and he said that the baby wasn't even here yet. Alex has made it clear in the past that he wants to throw a big birthday party for his 30th, but with my pregnancy and him seeing how it affects me day to day, I thought he would be more understanding of the effort I did make and be more aware of what's possible for his birthday. You are the idiot. This is wild, and like almost every darn couples-related situation on here comes down to a lack of proper communication. You knew what he wanted and knew you couldn't provide it for him right now. So why did you wait for the day? And why were you surprised he was disappointed? All you need to do is say in advance, Alex, I know it's your big birthday that you've always wanted this huge celebration for, and I'm really sorry, but I just can't right now. but I promise that we'll make 31 the new 30, or something like that. She could have asked some of his friends and family for help, or hired a party planner. I would have probably just asked my husband to plan it himself, and I'd pitch in as much as possible because I'm having a hard time with the pregnancy. That sounds reasonable too. There were so many other options then. I can't do it, so you don't get it. Disagree. OP's not the idiot. Shouldn't it be a given that your wife, who's having a rough pregnancy and has limitations, isn't able to throw you a huge birthday bash? I don't know. It seems like because pregnancy is normal, people forget that it has physical and mental effects. Women adjust and sacrifice things during pregnancy. The men who impregnate them can do the same. If you're old enough to be a father, you should be mature enough to realize that sometimes your birthday isn't the most important thing in the world. He could plan one if he absolutely had to have a fancy party. I, male 47, have 2 stepkids, a female teen and a male tween. I've known my stepkids since they were 8 and 4. Their bio dad hasn't been consistently around since my stepson was a baby. He pops in for a little while and then doesn't hear anything for a while. Neither calls me dad, but I've always thought we had a good relationship, and I'm one of their main male role models. Now with the issue. A few months ago, my stepdaughter started wearing boxers, just around the house, no big deal. No different than any other lounge shorts she owns. But in the past 2 weeks, I've noticed her leaving the house or coming home wearing the boxers. A few nights ago, I told my wife that I found it weird that she's wearing boxers out in public. My wife says it isn't a big deal. She's just a teenager going through a phase, and many kids her age choose to wear stuff like that out in public. It still bothered me. So this morning when my stepdaughter was downstairs in boxer shorts and a t-shirt, I asked if she was going out that day. She shrugged and said, "Probably why?" I said, "Well, I think you have plenty of other short options to wear." She asked what was wrong with what she was wearing. I just said wearing boxer shorts in public makes her look stupid, and that she has many other lounge shorts she could wear instead of boxers. Later when I came home, my wife was furious, asking why I was mean to my stepdaughter. I said I didn't think I was being mean. I was being truthful that those boxers weren't a smart decision, and she should change when going out. My wife said I was an idiot because she's just a teen girl, and as long as it wasn't inappropriate, I shouldn't have said anything. Both she and my stepdaughter haven't spoken to me. Am I the idiot? Dude, you're a 47-year-old man. You're so far removed from teenage girl fashion. As long as her friends don't think it's weird and nobody's picking on her, shut up. It doesn't have to make sense to you, so long as she's happy with it and it's not causing any problems with her social life. There's an entire world out there just waiting to tell your daughter that she's stupid and that as a woman, what she wears is critical. Don't join them. It's your job to support her, and yes, to let her make her own fashion mistakes. Be a positive voice in her life. God knows millions out there won't be. You are the idiot. Your comment was absolutely unnecessary, and no adult needs to call any child stupid. She's a teenage girl. You're an older man. She doesn't need your fashion opinions.